Okay, so that was fun, but how does this translate to the maker that doesn't have a big fancy workshop with a bandsaw? Guys like me and other makers will say, you can build anything with a skill saw and a cordless drill. And there's a lot of truth to that. But honestly, these are not the first tools that a lot of people will have. My first saw, quite literally, this one. And my first cordless drill wasn't quite as good and powerful as this. So let's see if you can build anything with a jigsaw and a cordless drill. I think I can make a matching side table to go along with this table. Probably also going to want a hammer, some wood glue, maybe some sandpaper. I have some more of that same reclaimed cedar. A lot of you probably don't have giant expansive workbenches like me too, so I'll use just this. Level the playing field. I'm also going to pretend that I don't have a tape measure or a T-square or anything, but I do have this. I dug up at a tag sale for 50 cents. So I'm going to make a table that's about 18 inches on top, like a little side table, maybe 24 inches tall. So I think I'm going to save these pieces because they're a little bit thicker for my legs. And I'm going to use these for my top, but I want to joint it using my jigsaw. Two boards that you want to glue together, and the edges aren't perfectly straight. So if you overlap the boards and cut them at the same time, they have to fit together as long as they don't slide. So now you can joint any way you want. Now I'm pretending I don't have a clamp, so I'm going to screw it down. Nice. The Jigsaw was the first power saw I ever bought. It was actually this very jigsaw. I think I spent $29 on it brand new in like the year 2000. The reason I bought this saw was because this one, quite honestly, scared the bejesus out of me. Now the Jigsaw is also my least favorite saw. They are not very accurate in this cutting. That, you know, as I have these two boards lined up, the blade sort of goes in crooked. So there's these gaps sometimes that it doesn't cut a perfectly straight edge. It sort of bends a little like that. It gets a little crooked on you sometimes. So the accuracy is sort of lacking. What it is really good at is quick cuts in quick places. But it is a very good tool for you to buy if you want to start making stuff and you're afraid of cutting your fingers off and you're like intimidated by some of these bigger saws. This is a great training wheel to get you cutting and get you feeling safe and comfortable with saws, and all the same safety procedures and, you know, all those techniques and stuff that you learn with this apply to the bigger and scarier saws. So go ahead and get a jigsaw. Now I'm going to try and make this actual table with it. It's not going to be as pretty as the first one I did on the bandsaw, which gives you a much more accurate cut. But I think it's going to work, and that's a great place to start too, is making something that actually works. So I'm going to glue these boards up. I don't have any clamps. Now what am I going to do? Now I use these wedges to make it tight. While that dries, I'll get started on making some legs this long. Like that. I'm going to make a little mark right here. Wider at the top. It's like a taper. I'm going to screw the waist side to the bench so the leg falls and there won't be any screw holes in it. It's one leg. And these are the pieces that I cut off from the legs, and we're going to use these to make like a skirt. all that's really left to do is to sand them up, and we're going to have to put some holes in them to put screws and glue and stuff like that. Now, some of the next tools you might be interested in buying at this point, maybe a set of chisels or even just a chisel, because you could use this chisel to clean up some of these edges like here. Like this, right? Or maybe a small block plane for a few dollars more, and you could use that to smooth out all the edges. Or maybe some type of small electric sander that would help speed up the sanding process. But we're being cheapskates here on this one, so I just got a couple half sheets of sandpaper I have laying around, and that's all we're going to use. Alright, this has been sitting here gluing for a few hours now. These are grandfather clock weights, in case you were wondering. That worked better than I expected. Look at that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is Jigsaw building. Nice. I'm going to do that. So, I need to screw this into the leg on all four corners. We'll do that first, and I'll put a little bit of wood glue. When you're drilling into wood that's this thin and this brittle, you definitely want to pre-drill first. And I've been using only this one drill bit I'm pretending I have, which has this countersink on it. So we'll use that. Now I want to screw this into the tabletop on the inside so it can't be seen. Now if I had a pocket hole jig, I could use that. I could put these nice little pocket hole screws here, but I only have this one drill bit with the... Try and drill in an angle, and then just like that. And there's your pocket hole. We don't need no stinking jig. I'm going to put a couple pocket holes into these to put them into the top. And I'm also going to drill them through into the legs. Cool. So it's not the best table in the world or the strongest table in the world, but it's a table, and it was made with basically just these two tools, and you can make it too. Making stuff is a lot of fun, and it doesn't have to be this daunting thing with this giant workshop with all these expensive tools. You don't need all those tools to make stuff. They help, they make things faster, they make things better, but really, like everybody always says, just a saw and a drill and you can make just about anything. So hey, thanks for watching, and if you like what I do, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Have a great day.